So last time I think we stopped here. So from today we will start with تقسيم الفعل باعتبار زمنه. Okay, so categorizing or dividing the verbs based on or with regards to its time. Now, so as you know that we have three types of verbs. Now we're talking about types of verb. And you know the first one is فعل الماضي, and then we have فعل المضارع. فعل الماضي is the past tense. فعل المضارع is something that we call in English as a present tense. And then we have فعل الأمر, which is we translate as the command verb. So it is not directly linked to the time as we say the past, present, and the future, but we'll come to see that the amr, it is indeed a future tense. So the book starts with al-fi'l al-madi, the past tense, and as usual, he starts with al-amthila, the examples. It goes jara al-kalbu, jara al-kalbu. And jara, we had this verb before. It means to run, jara yajri. So the dog ran. Waqafa ar-rajul. Again, waqafa yaqifu, we had it before. It means to stand. So the man stood. ضاع الكلب. ضاع يضيع, it means to be lost. To be lost. Oh, sorry. So here it is ضاع الكتاب. ضاع الكتاب, so that means the book is lost. Again, this is a past tense. Then we have دقت الساعة. دقة, what is دقة? دقة has different meanings, but here when you said دقة, the sa'a, the clock is ticking. Then we have جاءت البنت. So جاء يجيء, we had it before also, which means to come. So جاءت البنت, so the daughter came. And we have باضت الدجاجة. باض يبيض, which means to bada yabidu, means to lay eggs. And as you can see, it comes from bayda or bayd, which is egg itself, abyad, which is white, because egg is white. So, they are connected. Badat dajaja, the chicken laid egg. So these are amthila. Then we have al-bahath. It says تأمل الكلمات الأولى في الأمثلة السابقة تجدها أفعالا. Ponder on first words. Okay, he wants you to ponder on the first words of all amthila, with the examples as sabiqa. So that means he wants you to consider all of the examples and look into the first word. تجدها, you will find them أفعالا. They are فعل. They are verbs. لأن, why? لأن كل منها يدل على حصول عمل في زمن خاص, because all of them يدل على indicates occurrence of an action in a specific time. Okay, so now he's not mentioning what time, he's just saying it is, he's just explaining why we're considering that it is a verb, because it is specific to particular time. وإذا تدبرت هذا الزمن, and if you again consider or ponder about this time, the specific time that he's mentioning, في كل منها, in all of them, وجدته زمنا ماضيا, you will find it that it is in the past tense. زمن ماضي, past tense. فكلمة جرى, the word we had, the first one, جرى, في المثال الأول, in the first example, we had جرى الكلب, تدل على الجرء في الزمن الذي مضى قبل التكلم. So this is another way usually they refer to when they talk about time, meaning it is relative to the time when the spoken has happened, like when the speaker spoke. So he's saying that if you ponder on this word, you will see that the jari, this running, it happened, it indicates what? A time which occurred, which passed قبل التكلم, before the speaking. Now, وكلمة وقف, and the word وقف, the verb, بالمثال الثاني تدل على الوقوف في الزمن الذي مضى قبل التكلم أيضا. So the same thing goes for the word وقف in the second example when we said وقف الرجل, that it indicates what? It indicates standing. Al-wuquf, it is the masdar of waqafa. You know, the time the standing happened, it is before قبل التكلم أيضا. It is also before the spoken. وهلم جرة, and etc. ولذلك تسمى كل كلمة من كلمات فعلا ماضيا. So that's why every word from these words are called a past tense. فعلا ماضيا. وكذلك جميع الكلمات التي من هذا النوع. And the same thing will be happening for all the words that falls under this category. Makes sense? Very simple stuff. It is just explaining the concept of past tense. It needs to happen. The main idea is that it needs to happen before speaking. So now we have al-qaida, which is the main idea that we need to understand from this lesson, which is al-fi'l al-madi. This is the term fi'l al-madi. وكل فعل يدل على حصول عمل في الزمن الماضي. So this is a verb, every verb which indicates occurrence of an action in the past tense. فهمتم? Very simple stuff, should be fairly simple. So we move to the next type of verb, which is al-fi'l al-mudari'. How do we translate fi'l mudari'? We translate as what? Present tense, or the present tense verb. But I mentioned to you earlier before that al-mudari', it does not mean present tense. Present tense would be hal or hadir. Okay? So if you say fi'l al-hadir, that would mean the present tense. Fi'l al-hal would be present tense. You can use one of these things with regards to, if you want to be specific, that this is a present tense. So, but this is a technical term, mudari'. Actual meaning, linguistic meaning, is that it is similar with something. There is some similarities. So why do we call this one a similar verb? Because the grammarian, they see that these verbs, the verbs mudare, these verbs has a lot of similarities with what? With the nouns. It has similarities with the nouns with regards to i'rab. Inshallah, we will see that you will learn that fi'l mudari is the only verb that is mu'rab. That means it declines. It has an i'rab just like the nouns, and it has other similarities with how we make it into plural and the duals, and also it has some interesting similarities with the meaning as well, especially ism fa'il and present tense verb, ism maf'ul, and the present passive voice. فهمتم? So there's a lot of similarities. Okay, so just keep that in mind. You know, if you're wondering what is mudari means it is similar. Now we have amthila. He starts off saying أغسل يدي. أغسل means I wash. What is يدي? It means my two hands. Not my hand, my two hands. If it was my hand, it would be yadi. Be careful, okay? Yadi. When you want to say two hands, then we say yadayya with the shadda. Make sense? Then we have albasu thiyabi. Albathu is what? Labitha yalbathu. It means to put on, to wear, to wear. Now, so I wear my clothes. I wear my clothes. نلعب بكرة بالكرة. نلعب لعب يلعب. So as you can see, these are all present tense verb. I wash, I wear. نلعب, we play. We play what? بالكرة. بالكرة means with the ball. كرة is ball, I think you know. Then we have نمشي في الحقول. We walk. نعم. مشى يمشي. مشى. مشى. You have يمشي, which is to walk. في الحقول. What is حقول? Do you know what حقول means? Field. And another thing to note, that the present tense verb we can translate two ways, as a continuous tense, or we can translate as habitual thing. So for example, when you say أغسل يدي, you can say I wash my two hands, or you can say I am washing my two hands. You can say namshi fil hukul, you can translate as we walk on the field, or you can say we are walking on the field. So which one to translate, how to translate, obviously would be based on the context. So we have the fifth one, we have yanbahu, yanbahu al-kalbu. Nabaha, yanbahu, it means to bark. Now, yanbahu al-kalbu, that means the dog is barking. Then we have yantabihul haris, yantabihul haris. Intabaha, in intabaha. It means to be alert, or to be warned. Okay, so what is haris? Haris is the guard. Guard. So the guard is being alert, or the guard is alert. Again, you can translate two ways. تأكل البنت أكل يأكل, you know this already. The daughter or the girl is eating. تذبل الوردة. I'm just thinking, is it يذبل or يذبل? I'm not sure. I can double check. ذبل يذبل, it means to, when we have whether leaf or flower, when it dries up, what do you call this one? Dry up. It's referring to warada. You know what warada is? Rose, like almost the dying situation, like it dries up, something like that. That is what dhabala yadbalu means. Make sense? So now we have al-bahath. He says al-kalimatul ula fi al-amthilati sabiqa kulluha af'al. Same thing. The first word in all of these sentences are verbs. We know them very well. لأن كل منها يدل على عمل في زمن خاص. Because all of them, or all among them, indicates action in a specific time. وإذا تدبرت هذا الزمن الخاص, if you ponder or if you look into that specific time that we're referring to, في كل منها وجدته إما حاضرا وإما مستقبلا. So he's saying something interesting here. So he's saying that if you ponder on these verbs, all of them, you will find them that they are either imma hadiran. See, this is the present tense, what I mentioned to you. Hadir means present. Wa imma mustaqbalan, or it is in the future. So how so? Let's see what he says. فالفعل أغسل, for example, أغسل يدل على حصول الغسل. So it indicates an action of washing في الزمن الحاضر أو المستقبل. So if you go back here, when we say أغسل يدي, it can mean the present tense, that you are doing in the present tense, and it can also mean that you will be doing in the future. How so? Because if there is a context, you will know that this is in the future. So for example, someone were to say, what are you going to be doing in the kitchen, right? And then you say, أغسل يدي. In this context, you will know that these things will happen in the future, right? Of course, we have the tools. You can say سأغسل, the scene or sofa. We will see them in this book as well. But what is the author is saying that it can also be used for the future tense as well. And same thing if you were to say أغسل يدي بعد ساعة, that I will wash my hand after an hour. So that means it is in the future. It's not the present tense. It's not, you're not saying that I am washing my hands after 1 hour. It doesn't make sense. So the tense can be future as well. So this is in fact the case. The present tense verb can give us the meaning of the present and the future. فهمتم? It's an important thing to note. والفعل ألبس يدل على حصول اللبس في الزمن الحاضر أو المستقبل. So this verb ألبس, I wear, it can indicate the wearing of the present or in the future. ويسمى كل فعل من هذا النوع فعلا مضارعا. So all of these type of verb in this category, it is called present tense verb. No? He says وإذا نظرت إلى الحرف الأول في كل فعل من هذه الأفعال, if you look into the first letter of all of these verbs, for example, you have Hamza here, okay, Nun here, Ya here, Ta here. And subhanAllah, the author is very clever, and he used all the present tense letters in these examples. So what he's saying is that if you ponder on these letters, the first letter of these verbs, wa ashbahiha, so anything that is similar to it, wajadtahu hamzatan aw nunan aw ya'an aw ta'an, then you will find that they are either hamza, okay, or noon, or ya, or ta. تسمى هذه الأحرف أحرف الأربعة. These 4 letters are called أحرف المضارع. So these are حروف المضارع. You can also say أحرف, or you can also say حروف. To be honest with you, which one is more accurate? Saying حروف or أحرف? You will probably hear the term حروف المضارع much more than أحرف المضارع. But in my thinking, which one is more accurate? What do you think? Both of them are the plural for harf. Ahruf is the plural that indicates smaller quantity, and huruf can be any arbitrary number. Obviously, it has to be more than 3. So as you can see, ahruf is more precise. But nonetheless, I think you'll hear huruf much more when you say huruf al-mudari. So these 4 letters are called huruf al-mudari. And there's many different ways that we memorize these 4 letters. One way I memorize is anaitu. Anaitu. Here you can have many different variations. It doesn't matter how you memorize it. Just make sure that when you memorize, all of these 4 letters are called what? Huruf al-mudari. So what is special about them? What is special about them is that every single present tense verb, without an exception, every single fi'l al-mudari, they will start with one of these 4 letters. So this is your one way to identify whether the verb is present tense or not, but that's always not the case because some past tense verb can start with hamza and ta and ya as well. Now, so now we have al-qaida. What does it say? It says الفعل المضارع هو كل فعل يدل على حصول عمل في الزمن الحاضر المستقبل. So the present tense verb فعل المضارع, it is every action or every verb that indicates occurrence in the present tense. Here we're talking about time, what happened here, or in the future. Now, so just think to note here what he's saying is what we need to keep in our mind is that we can use present tense verb for the present tense and the future tense. Okay? ولا بد أن يكون مبتدأً. Okay, here's the strong statement that I was mentioning to you. لا بد, it must be. أن يكون, that it must be مبدوءً. Sorry, مبدوءً. That means it must be, verb itself should be beginning with بحرف من أحرف المضارع. All of these verb must begin with one of the letter from these present tense letters, حروف المضارع, which we just mentioned. Okay, so this is a must. وهي الهمزة والنون والياء والتاء. So these are your 4 letters. Make sense? Then we have fi'l al-amr. So this is your third type of, and the last type of verb. And we have al-amthila, the examples. العب بالكرة. Play with the ball. Now we have the verb العب, لعب يلعب, العب. أطعم, feed قطتك. أطعم قطك. So قطة, it is, yes, cat. The third one we have نظف ثيابك. Remember, you need to have a fatha here. Inshallah, we'll study them. Very soon we'll study the file and maf'ul bihi. So نظف is what? نظف ينظف. نظف means to what? Clean. So clean your clothes. ثوب and ثياب. This is plural of ثوب. Then we have nam مبكرا. مبكرا. What is nam? Hmm? Nama? Huh? ينام. Sleep. Now. So this is a command verb. So sleep early. مبكرا is early. تمهل. تمهل في السير. What is تمهل? مهل يمهل تمهيل. What is تمهل? It is same thing as hudu. Hudu, which is what? Like calm, slow. Here, slow might be better. So it has this type of meaning. What is sair? This is a masdar of what we've seen this verb a lot, I think. It comes from what? Sara yasiru. What is Sara yasiru? No, that is you're thinking about Sara. Sara yasiru. Sara yasiru is to become. So what is Sara yasiru? I think we had this one. To move or march. To move. March. Okay. So he's saying to be slow in your movement. When you're walking, you're moving, you're going somewhere, to be calm and slow. Okay? Then we have أجد مضغ الطعام. أجد مضغ الطعام. So we have few words. What is أجد here? This is a tricky though. The reason it's tricky is because without this sukun, you might get confused with ajidu. Ajidu. What is ajidu? Huh? It is from wajada. What is wajada? Wajada yajidu. You should know this, guys, to find. Here, the verb is ajada yujidu. It is to what? To, it's from the word jayyid. So it is to what? How do you say? To do good, like to do something well. You understand? So when you have ajid, what happened because of the sukun, you lost your alif. So it is ajid. So to do something good, do a good job here. So what you're supposed to do good job of, it is madghun. What is madgh? Hmm? Anybody knows? To chew. So do a good job in chewing. Now chewing what? Chewing ta'am, food. So basically saying chew your food well. Okay? These are really good words. You have to know them. You have to know how to say, how to chew. You have to know how to say to do something good. Okay, so we have al-bahath. It says al-kalimatul ula fil amthilatil mutaqaddima af'alun. So the first words in the previous examples are verbs. لأن كلا منها يدل على حصول عمل في زمن خاص. Same thing, because all of them indicates an action in a specific time. وإذا تدبرنا هذه الأفعال, if we ponder on these verbs, وجدنا المتكلم في كل منها يطلب من المخاطب ويأمره أن يأتي عملا في الزمان المستقبل. So he's saying very interesting things here. He's saying that if we look into these verbs, we find that the mutakallim, the speaker, okay, the speaker in all of these examples, yatlubu is seeking, requesting something, min al mukhatab, from the addressee. You've also seen these words when we talked about dhama'ir, pronouns. Inshallah, you'll see them again. So mutakallim from that perspective means first person. Here, the speaker is the first person. Now, so you see that the speaker, in all of this example, it is requesting from min al mukhatab, from the addressee, wa ya'muruhu, and he is ordering ayyati, that he should come with amalan, with the action, fi zaman al mustaqbal, in the future tense. Why is he saying this? Because when you go back here, you say il'ab bil kura. If somebody tells someone play with the ball, that means, is this person doing this right now? If this person was doing it, then why would he say to do it? So that means this person is not doing it. The implication here, the whoever is saying it, implication is that to that person is that you should play this action, occurrence of this action in the future. That means even if he does 1 second later, this is still future tense. Now, so that is what he's trying to say. So any command verbs, whenever we ask someone to do, the implication is that we are requesting, we're making a command to that person to make that action in a future tense. So he's highlighting the tense here, basically. He's highlighting few things, by the way. He's saying number one, it is what? Yatlubu. So that means there has to be some kind of request. When you request something, this is a command. And the second one is what? And it should be in the future. So these two information we get from the command verbs. وَمِنْ أَجْلِ ذَلِكَ, because of that, يسمى كل فعل من هذا الأفعال فعل الأمر. So that means they are called what? فعل أمر. So they are command verb. فالفعل العب في المثال الأول, the verb العب in the first example يطلب به, so it is requested or sought from it, من المخاطب, from the addressee, إتيان اللعب, So that means with this verb, when you say il'ab, we are requesting from that person who we are addressing to come up with this action, which is playing. But when? In the past? No. In the present, it cannot be in the present because he's requesting something. So it is ought to be in the الزمان المستقبل, in the future tense. So that's what he's saying. وهو لذلك فعل أمر, and that's why it is a command verb. والفعل أطعم في المثال الثاني يطلب به من المخاطب حصول الإطعام في الزمن المستقبل. So same thing goes for feeding أطعم. He's saying the same thing. وهو لذلك فعل أمر أيضا. So that's why this is also a command verb. وهكذا يقال, this is also passive form. وهكذا يقال في بقية الأفعال السابقة. So the same thing can be said for the rest of the verbs, previous verbs. Make sense? So a very simple explanation, but very clear. The only thing you have to pay attention is really focusing the issue here that it is in the future tense. A lot of people don't pay attention to this, but in Arabic grammar, we do pay attention to this concept that this is in the future tense. So he says al-qaida. So the main rule that we need to know from here, فعل الأمر, command verb, هو كل فعل يطلب به حصول شيء في الزمن المستقبل. So this is every verb requested with that for something to occur, بحصول شيء, anything to occur في الزمن المستقبل, in the future tense. So what are the things to pay attention? It has to be verb first of all, obviously. Then the verb has to convey some kind of request, and then the request needs to be fulfilled in the future. So that is your definition. Any question? Now we have tamarin, exercises. Again, what I'll do is I'll just focus on some translations, but honestly, I'm keep on reminding you, use this book as a textbook. So do these exercises. You know, you have the answers to these exercises. So do them and verify your answer. So the first one says, Jana al-fallahu qutnahu. First of all, what does he want us to do? So he says to read these sentences will mayyiz and distinguish between the past tense, present tense, and the future tense. You know, we will not do the exercise, but just in case you were wondering what he wants you to do, he wants you to indicate or distinguish between which one is the past, present, and the future. So Jana, just by looking at this one, can you say that this is a present tense? Simple question. Jana, can it be present tense? Why? Why do you think it cannot be present tense? Yes, ahsanti. Very good. So there's no those huruf al-mudari. Very good. The present tense verb must start with hamza, ya, ta, or nun. We see none of them, so it can be present tense. So what is jana? Jana, it is similar to, it is like harvesting. It is similar to also qatafa. Anybody remembers qatafa? Which is to pick flowers. So you're harvesting, you're picking them up. So Janal fallahu qutnahu, which is the cotton. So he is harvesting, or he's, getting his cottons. Wa ba'ahu thumma ishtara bi ba'di thamanihi ma yahtaju ilayhi. Subhanallah, very good sentence. It uses both past and present and everything. So ba'ahu, and then he sold it, this cotton. Thumma ishtara, then he purchased bi ba'di thamanihi, with some of the, what is thaman? Thaman is the cost, the price. Okay, so whatever he sold, with some of the price, he purchased what? Ma yahtaju ilayhi, whatever he needs. Yahtaju, very, very common verb. We use them a lot, which is to need. Remember, أحتاج always needs إلى. نظر الطفل إلى الطائر وهو يحلق في السماء فأحب أن يطير مثله. So what does he say? نظر الطفل. So the child is looking or looked إلى الطائر. So this is a past tense now. To the bird. وهو يحلق في السماء. What is حلق يحلق? Hmm? Anybody knows? حلق يحلق, it means, it can mean few things. It can mean hover around. In context, it has a notion of circling around. It can just simply mean fly, so that the bird is flying or hovering around in Fisama. We'll learn this wow. This wow is actually wow al-hal. So that means we have to read it not like the boy looked at the bird and it is flying in the sky. We would read while it is flying in the sky. I just don't like the word fly because for the fly, you can say yatiru. Tara yatiru. That is pure flying. So halaka has that kind of hovering, going around, floating, that type of notion. Make sense? So it has that element. And you have to be careful with this thing because there's a lot of words that used to give me a lot of hard time. Because halq, what is halqun? Then you have halaqa yahluku. Halaqa yahluku. Halq is throat. Throat. Now, halaka yahluku, it is what? Shape. And believe it or not, halakun, subhanallah, I don't want to confuse you guys. It can also mean earrings. I don't think there's any connection between halaka and halaka, but nonetheless, just keep these two words in your mind. So then what happened? فَأَحَبَّ أَن يَطِيرَ. So see, this is the verb. طَارَ يَطِيرُ means to fly. So أَحَبَّ أَن يَطِيرَ مِثْلَهُ. So he loved to fly like it. Okay, so very nice sentence. Then we have هبت العواصف ليلا فأطفأت المصابيح واقتلعت بعض الأشجار. No, very nice. And see, as you can see, so this is not only your grammar, these sentences are amazing. These are very good sentences. Okay, yeah, these are not text. So this is not a reading book, but it is giving you a lot of vocabs and their usage. What is habba? Habba means to blow. Okay, habba means to blow. So what is awasif? Asifa. Now, very good. Storm or hurricane. Yes, very good. Okay, so very good. So this is a plural. So the storms or the hurricanes blew laylan at night. Okay, so the hurricane happened at night. فأطفأ. أطفأت. أطفأ, it means to extinguish, to put out. Usually we use this one for fire or light. So put out. So أطفأت المصابيح. So مصابيح is the plural of misbah. So what happened when it blew at night? It put out the lights. واقتلعت. اقتلع. What is اقتلع? To pluck out. How do you say pluck out? Or root out? So it rooted out بعض الأشجار, some of the trees. أشجار is the plural of شجرة. Makes sense? So you understand what's going on? So the storms blew at night and it extinguished lamps or the lights, and it rooted out some of the trees. سطى الذئب على الغنم فافترس واحدة وفر هاربا. Very good sentences, guys. These are not easy, but they are good sentences. What is sata? Sata yasitu. It is what? It is like attack, like assault. Yes, assault. So the dhib is what? Wolf. Now, wolf attacked. This is a past tense. Alal ghanam. What is ghanam? Ghanam is what? Sheep. No? فافترس. Please tell me you remember this word. افترس, we had it in the last class. What is iftarasa? Yes, devour. Very good. So the wolf attacked the sheep and he devoured it. Devoured what? Wahidatan. So one of them. So he devoured one of them. But what happened then? وَفَرَّ هَارِبًا. What is farra? Farra, to flee or run. وَهَارِبًا. Haraba is also to run. Haraba is also to run or escape or flee. All of them make sense. Same thing, right? Flee. Anybody wants to give it a shot how to translate this thing? Sata means to attack. Adhib is wolf. Ghanam is sheep. Iftarasa is to devour. Wahida is one. Farra is to run. Hariban is to escape or run. Okay, the wolf attacked the sheep, devoured them, and escaped. Yes, very good. So the wolf attacked the sheep, and then it devoured one of them, and then it escaped. So we have, if you guys know, inshallah, we'll study them. If you don't know, that's fine. We'll study them. This is a maf'ul mutlaq. So that means he really ran off. So we have this kind of tone. After eating it, he just ran off. Off he goes, as they say. Then we have udkhulul bustana ومتع نفسك بمنظره ولا تعبث بأزهاره وثماره. ادخل البستان. So enter the garden. ومتع. متع يمتع. It means to enjoy. Okay, so enjoy. Enter the garden and enjoy. It could also mean a pleasure. نفسك is yourself. بمنظره, with its view, whatever you see, so enjoy the view basically. This ha goes back to bustan. ولا تعبث. Here ولا تعبث, it means don't, what do you call this thing? This word comes in the Quran a lot. It says ولا تعبث بأزهاره وثماره. So don't mingle with, or you can translate as a play around with. So maybe that will also make sense if you say play around with, mess around. Make sense? With its flowers and its fruits. Do you understand what he's saying? The sixth one, لا تكثر من كلام. Do not do a lot of speech. ولا تنطق بما لا تعلم. And do not, tantiq means utter. Do not utter with something that you don't know. لا تعلم. اغسل يديك. Wash your two hands. قبل الأكل, before eating. وبعده, and after it. Okay, so very simple sentence. ونظف, and clean أسنانك, your teeth. Sin is a tooth. أسنان is teeth. Clean your teeth. ولا تدخل الطعام على الطعام. And do not put food on food. Like do not stuff yourself. Okay, so there are a few exercises that left. Maybe I thought I can go through them. And as I mentioned to you, with regards to exercises, these are something that you have to do them. Only thing that I'm trying to do is, give you the meaning, the definition of the words, because these are important. And inshallah, once you know the meanings, you can complete them. This is ضع قبل كل اسم من الأسماء الآتية أو بعده فعلا ماضيا يلائمه. He asks you to put before or after all of these nouns a past tense verb that is suitable. Okay. So غصن, what is غصن? A branch, tree branch. Then zujaj is glass. This word is in the Quran. Qalam, shams, qitar is train. and Bahr is sea, Thamar is fruit, Misbah is lamp. Okay, this is also in the Quran. These two words is in the same verse, the verse of the Nur. Allahu nuru samawati wal ard. The next one, it says ضع قبل كل اسم من الأسماء الآتية أو بعده فعلا مضارعا. So now they want you to put a present tense verb for these words. So you have rih, rih is wind. Uh, Rih in some context can also mean smell. Okay. Ghubar is dust, and hilal is the crescent. Al-ina, al-ina is vessel. Its plural is interesting. It has two plurals. One is awanin, another one is ania. And you will find these plurals. You will find this word, the first chapter of the fiqh, when they talk about Kitab at-Tahara, they will talk about ania, the vessels where you store the water. An-Nahr is river, Safina is ship, and qalam, you know. So now here he wants you to put a present tense verb in this space. So we have al-fa'ara, which is a rat, you know, qit, which is cat. You can say al-fa'ratu takhafu min al-qit. The rat is scared of the cat, you know. So I'm not going to be doing them, honestly. It's something that you have to do. And you know that the answer to these questions are available. So try your best and then see if you got them right, or if you are stuck, you can look into the answer and figure it out. You know what wara is behind. Sahibihi. Sahib is his companion or his friend. Okay. Or here in this context, actually what sahib would mean when you're talking about the kalb. Okay, you can say kalb yamshi wara'a sahibihi. That the dog is walking behind his owner. Here it will come as a owner. Then we have ضع فعلا ماضيا في المكان الخالي مما يأتي. So now they want you to put past tense. Okay. Julus. Julus is sitting. Khadim is someone who works, like caretaker or maid. Okay. Hujra, you know, hujra is room. So you can say خادم رتب الحجرة ونظف. رتب would be to organize, نظف would be to clean. الرجل, you know, what does he do in the river? He swims. So sabaha. Now, very simple stuff. So nothing interesting going on. Just few words maybe. Sara al-qitar. Sara, this word is coming a lot, and this word means to move or to walk or to march. Tara is to fly. Saqar. Saqar, it means, you know, the bird, falcon. Falcon. Safara, which is to travel. Marida. Marida is to get sick. To get sick. Okay, so the ghulam, the boy, got sick. Nazala al-matar, the rain came down. Atisha, what is Atisha? Atisha is to become thirsty. So he's saying Atisha al-zar'u, you know, it is a little bit metaphoric that the plants become thirsty, meaning it needs water. اكتب الجمل التي بعد التغيير كل فعل مضارع بفعل ماضي. So now, so this is nice. They want you to change this the present tense into past tense. يغرد العصفور. غرد يغرد. So it would be غرد. You have to know your conjugations. I'm not going to do all of them, but you should know. And we talked about what is غرد means. It is to chirp the birds singing. يبيع would be باع, to sell. These are easy. تنظف is نظف, is to clean. يجني, we had this one, would be jana. Okay, jana. The same verb came in this lesson actually, which is to harvest. So now he wants you to change the present tense verb into command verbs. We do the command verbs from the present tense verb. So they already give you present tense verb, so it should not be super complicated. So for example, we have أحترم. What is أحترم? This is from the verb احترم. احترم يحترم. It means to what? To respect. Respect. So he says أحترم المعلم. I respect the teacher. So how do you make it into command verb? You have to know this. Here it would be أحترم. Just put a sukun. Okay, just put a sukun. أحفظ is that I memorize. Here this is three-letter verb, so you say احفظ. احفظ with a sukun at the end. احفظ الدرس. These verbs are very easy to make it a command verb just by adding sukun to the present tense verb by removing. Here you have to remove the huruf al-mudari. So you say نظف. Okay, نظف, sukun, to clean. Hida is shoe, you already know. This is أنطق بالصدق. So I utter the truth. So what would be the command verb? نطق ينطق. So as you know, if we have dhamma in the middle letter, so how do you do present tense verb? Command verb. We use dhamma, untuk. No, untuk. Now. So what do we do here? What else? No, so that's all. That's nothing much. So there we have it.